Hare Rama Hare नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ठाकुर प्रमंदे हरि बोल। क्या करेंगे? If you want to get it, no, we want to hear.
Please try. That's it. That's all we need. It says waiting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
प्रभुपाद की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् वेदांत सरस्वती प्रसाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanande Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Chitarine. Hare Krishna everybody, welcome. So nice to see everybody. It's been a while since we all met. So it's nice. How's everyone doing? Was school okay today? It's good. How about yours? It's okay? Hare Krishna Mataji. Well, we're missing our kids today. Hope they feel better. I think it's a change in weather, right? Which is really causing it. The third is getting sick. Hare Krishna. Mataji is also sick a little bit. Throat pain. How's Mataji doing? She's better. That's good. Okay, so we will start today. We are starting chapter 9. We finished chapter 8. Son, can you give me my...
An important chapter.
Chapter 9, yes. Most confidential. So far... Thank you. Does everybody have a way to read? I'll get... You have to go upstairs and get it. Your books. On your phone?
Bhakti Vedanta database.
Yes, okay. Prabhuji?
Bhakti Vedanta database is there.
Vedabase.io. Vedabase.io.
It's a website, it's not app.
No, it's a website.
It's a website. Yeah.
There's an app, but
There's app also, but you can use
Vedabase.io.
VEDABASE.io. Partha, why don't you go get your book? No, it's better. It's better for you. Use your book. Something to avoid for your eyes. But it's okay if you don't.
Chapter 9, right?
they're doing nice painting.
You like it? Yeah. That is my painting, Mataji.
Yours.
That is mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just finished today.
The other painting is wet, so
Yeah.
just be careful.
Okay. Does everybody have chapter 9? What about you? Chapter 9. You want? Yes. Huh? No. I'll do it. You can get your book from upstairs.
You can just get it from the shelf.
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita.
There should be in the temple room on the corner there. No? Okay, so who remembers what we have read so far in chapter 7 and chapter 8? Who remembers what we read in chapter 7 and chapter 8? So chapter 7, yes, Parth?
Krishna was telling Arjuna to do his duty.
Yeah, that's the theme. So chapter 8 was Arjuna had 8 questions, right? He had 8 questions, and then Krishna explained all these 8 questions. The most important question which Arjuna asks in the 7th chapter, in the 8th chapter, is that what should we do at the time of death? What should we do at time of death? So then Krishna explains majority of 8th chapter. What should we do? So are we all going to face death? We're all going to face death, right? It is guaranteed. So at that time, when we face death, what should we do? How should we actually leave our body? We are not this body, we are the soul, which is inside the body, right? We are the soul. Now, just like how we change garments, same way the soul changes bodies. Now, we can keep changing our bodies, have different life cycles, and go through the same 4 things, which is birth, death, old age, and disease. Right? Birth, when the baby is born, it's not comfortable for the baby. Right? Can you get your own book? It might be easier. Because this will keep happening all evening. Get something. Okay. So, no, you can get it, Mataji. Yeah, it's in the corner. Go, can you help Mataji? Part? Can you help? Thank you. So we all go through 4 things, right, in this material world, which is birth, death, old age, and disease. Now, is birth comfortable for the baby? No, it's not. Is it comfortable for the mother? No, it's not. Very, very painful, right? When the baby is about to come out of the womb, the baby is actually thinking in the womb that, oh Krishna, this should be my last birth. Please don't bring me back to this material world because I want to come back to you. But as soon as he comes back into this material world, he forgets everything. And again, he gets tied into this material world. Now, is old age nice? No, it's very painful. Old age is also very painful, right? We're all getting a little bit old every day, right? This is hurting, that is hurting, back is hurting, neck is hurting, right? Old age is also very, very painful. Then disease, right? Disease is very, very painful, right? Throat is hurting, head is hurting, right? So that is also very painful. And death. So at death, the pain which we feel is like a scorpion biting 5,000 times. 5,000 scorpions biting at the same time. That is the pain which we will feel when we're about to leave this body. At that time, Arjuna is asking Krishna, what should we do? And then Krishna is explaining that the only way for us, so we are out of the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease, birth, death, old age, disease, is you remember me. If you're able to remember me, then you will come back to me, which is in Golok Vrindavan. Now, how do we remember Krishna at that time? Right? At that time, which is so painful. And it is said that at that time, you have a flashback of your entire life. Right? At that time, how do you remember Krishna? That Krishna is explaining how we can remember Krishna. So now we come to, the last verse of chapter 8. Vivan, you want to read the last verse of chapter 8? Just a translation.
Let's see. Chapter 8, just the translation, you said?
Yes.
Arjuna inquired, "Oh my lord." Oh, the last one?
Last verse, yes.
Just reading the first one. Okay. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, or and undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end he reaches supreme eternal abode.
He reaches the supreme eternal abode. How does he reach the supreme eternal abode, which we all want to do? By simply performing devotional service. So can you all give me some examples of devotional service? What is chanting Krishna's name is a devotional service, okay? Vifan?
Offering prasadam and honoring it.
Offering bhoga and then honoring prasadam is devotional service.
Serving the deities in the temple.
Serving the deities is devotional service.
Always thinking of Krishna.
Always thinking of Krishna, right? That is the crux of everything. Mataji?
Serving devotees of Krishna.
Serving devotees. Priyanka? Devotional service. Anything can be devotional service.
Just book distribution.
Book distribution is devotional service. Mataji, what do you think?
Every task which you do.
Remembering Krishna in every task which you do. Yes, Parth?
Abhishek, giving Abhishek to the
Yes, deity worship. Yes. So everything, Mataji, prayers, worshiping, right? Krishna is saying, always worship me, right? Man mana bhava mad bhakto. Right? What Krishna is saying? Always worship me. Always be my devotee. Pray, give obeisances. Always remember me, Krishna, Arjuna, in everything you do. Now, Krishna is not telling this to Arjuna. He's telling this to each one of us. Right? This is our aim. So now, let us go to chapter 9. Chapter 9, like Mataji was saying, this is the most important chapter. Because this is at the half point of the Gita. How many chapters are in the Gita? 18 chapters. And we are now at the halfway mark. And Krishna is saying, what is the title of this chapter part?
The most confidential knowledge.
Most confidential knowledge. He is giving the most confidential knowledge of all the different places, right? So now let us read what Krishna is going to tell Arjuna. Okay, you can read the Sanskrit, we'll follow, and then we'll start. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam tu te guhyatamam Pravakshyami anusuyave Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam Yajnatva Mokshase Shubhat. You can read the translation.
The Supreme Personality of God said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart you to this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence.
Now, do we want to be relieved from material existence?
Yes.
Right? So what is Krishna saying? That I shall impart to you that confidential knowledge and realization. When we come to know that, then we will be relieved of the miseries of material existence. So I have some questions. What miseries are we facing right now of material existence?
You're facing many problems in like the world. Like let's say you're trying to do something, there'll be like a bunch of things that are trying to stop you, or like you don't have enough time to complete your homework and stuff like that.
Okay, that's a misery. Okay. Yeah. Everybody has their own context of misery.
No, really?
Okay.
It's fine.
No.
Okay, Pranav.
For me, homework is misery.
Misery, but yours.
Okay, Pranav. What is a material misery?
I think a material misery is like, like a cycle between, like how you said, There's pain in disease, there's pain in birth, there's pain in old age. That itself is a misery.
That is a misery. Yes. Prabhuji, what is misery? Material miseries. According to you, what are you facing?
This earning the money, increasing the money.
Misery.
Biggest misery for me.
Misery, right? Every day, morning, get up. We have to think about our project.
Earning the money and we improve that money to
Investing, saving for retirement, education, right? So true. Right? It's misery. What about you?
Fear.
Fears? What fears? Give some example to us.
Fear of a spider biting you.
Okay.
Fear of my brother biting me.
So when that happens, is it nice or is it painful? It's painful. It's a misery, right? That is also misery. Okay. Yes, fine.
It's a misery to be in the cycle of birth and death.
Cycle of misery. Now give me an example. For you on your context as a student, 4th grade student. What kind of miseries are you facing? Is there something today you faced? Right? Right?
It's a misery trying to learn all the mantras of Mridanga.
No, but today you remember you were yeah, right? Something, right? Okay, so Priyanka, yes, high school. My gosh, oh my gosh, so many things, right? So many pressures. High school itself is a great misery. So many pressures. Social, physical, mental, emotional, peer pressure, college, parents, right? Everything, sister, right?
Yeah.
So many things. Neighbors, right? So many things, right? So now we all have our own context of miseries, correct? We're all facing that. So now Krishna is explaining, oh my dear Arjuna, my dear friend Arjuna, right?
I got it.
Check. I think it'll be Nimrod. Check. Welcome, Nainika. Okay, come, Nainika. So this is what we were discussing, right? We all are facing some miseries in our life, and Krishna is actually telling his dear friend Arjuna that, oh my dear Arjuna, now I shall impart to you the most confidential knowledge and realization which will help you to get rid of this misery of material existence. So let us read the purport. Who would like to read the purport?
Hey, you never even saw me.
Okay. Next purport. Next purport.
As a devotee hears.
Okay, everybody hear carefully. Then we will stop and we'll discuss. Okay.
As a devotee hears more and more about the Supreme Lord, he becomes enlightened. The hearing process is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are full of potencies, and these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. This cannot be achieved by the association of mental speculators or academic scholars, for it is realized knowledge.
So let us stop here. So Srila Prabhupada here is first saying that as a devotee hears more and more about Krishna, he becomes enlightened. So now I have a question for you. Who is your best friend? Or who is your friend?
Krishna's my best.
Okay, Nainika. Vaishnavi. Okay. So now let us say you want to know more about Vaishnavi. Right? Who is her? How will you find out more about her to become a better friend of Vaishnavi?
I hang out with her.
You hang out with her, okay? So that way you get to know more about her. You get to know about her family, what her likes are, what her dislikes are, right? Correct? Kind of. So the same way, Srila Prabhupada here is explaining that when a devotee wants to know Krishna, how do we know Krishna? Like Nanika said, we need to hang out with Krishna. How do we hang out with Krishna? No, it's real. How do we hang out with Krishna? Yes.
So you have to first. There's two things. There's two ways. There's two ways you can do this, and they all come in under the same category. So first, you can go to the temple and like pray to Krishna, and then like Krishna will like come in your like if you pray hard enough, then Krishna will come into your mind, and you can have like a conversation with them. Or second way is by chanting, and the same thing will happen, and they all come under the thing of like devotional service.
Okay. Any other ideas how we can hang out with Krishna?
Maybe trying to see Krishna in
Krishna
everything.
like
Trying to sing Krishna and everything. Okay. Part.
Try to see Krishna in the duties.
In deities. Okay. So now I want to ask you another question. So now we know Krishna, right? But now let us say there is a new person. You know, we are just going door to door. We find a new person and we tell them about Krishna. How can we explain to them that you can know more about Krishna? Like we can't tell them that you meditate, right? Like they don't have the faith at that point, right? So what are some practical ways where we can tell them that, okay, you can know more about Krishna like this?
Visit the temple, attend satsangs, ask devotees.
As devotees, right? You speak to somebody as devotees, you go to satsang, you hear about him, right? You read from the Krishna book, right? So this is a very important point, what Nanika said, right? We need to hang out with the person to know more about that person, right? Very, very practical. And how do we do that for Krishna? There are different ways in which we can know Krishna like that. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph.
The devotees are constantly engaged in the Supreme Lord's service. The Lord understands the mentality and sincerity of a particular living entity who is engaged in Krishna consciousness, and gives him the intelligence to understand the science of Krishna and the association of devotees. Discussion of Krishna is very potent, and if a fortunate person has such association and tries to assimilate the knowledge, then he will surely make advancement towards spiritual realization.
So let's stop here. This is what Pranav just said, right? Right? Pranav just said that discussion of Krishna is very potent. And who do you discuss with? Somebody who knows Krishna, right? And who gets to know Krishna? The person gets to know Krishna when you actually engage in Krishna consciousness. Okay. All right. Everybody clear so far? Okay.
Go?
Yes.
Lord Krishna, right? Lord Krishna, in order to encourage Arjun to higher and higher elevation in his potent service, describes him in this 9th chapter, matters more confidential than any he has already disclosed.
Okay. Let's go to part.
So,
Were you paying attention? We were. Okay. Continue. The very beginning of Bhagavad Gita.
The very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter, is more or less an introduction to the rest of the book. And in the second and third chapters, an introduction to the spiritual knowledge described.
A little louder.
I know. Confidential. Topics discussed in the 7th and 8th chapters are specifically related to devotional service, and because they bring enlightenment in Krishna consciousness, they are called more confidential. But the matters which are described in the 9th chapter deal with unalloyed pure devotion. Therefore, this is called the most confidential. One who is situated in the most confidential knowledge of Krishna is naturally transcendental. He also has no material pangs, although he is in the material world.
Okay. So far, Srila Prabhupada has explained why 9th chapter is the most confidential. Why is it the most confidential?
Because this chapter will give you all the confidential knowledge into reaching Krishna.
And it deals with unalloyed devotional service. Okay. That is one. Second is one who is situated in the most confidential knowledge. That person will not have any material miseries in life. So what is that most confidential knowledge? We will understand more in this 9th chapter.
What is material pain?
Material pangs. Pangs are like the pains, the material miseries what you have in life. Another word is pangs. Would you like to add, Priyanka? What does pangs mean?
Pains are like, well, essentially desires, I'd say. No material desires or no material like
Hankerings,
anchorings, cravings. Yeah,
cravings.
cravings would come to.
That's a better definition. So no material cravings. What is a material craving and what is a spiritual craving?
A material craving is like, you're waiting for a cake to arrive and to eat it. And then a spiritual craving is to be in more Krishna consciousness.
Nice. Okay, Nanika.
A
Material craving versus a spiritual craving.
Material craving is when you're doing something, like you're thinking it, like you're doing it for yourself. And then a spiritual craving is like when you're doing something like the thought of Krishna.
Spot on. Yes. Pranav?
Basically, material cravings are just like you want more of, like, the material desires, like fame, money, like stuff like that. Like worrying about yourself. And then spiritual cravings is more like you like how you said, you want to know more of Krishna. You just don't want to like stop there. You want more. You want to associate with more people. You want to know as much as you can about Krishna.
Always something relating to Krishna, everything, every act.
Beautiful.
Whatever you do.
And that person is not feeling that I'm missing out.
Yeah. He's living in material life, but at the same time, he's more craving for the Krishna's association.
And at the same time, he's getting a higher taste. He's feeling fulfilled. So an example given is when Srimati Radharani serves Krishna. Actually, let's not even go there. When a mother serves their child, right, and the child feels happy, the mother is actually feeling happy, right? When parents actually see their kids feeling happy, the parents feel happy, right? So same way, when we are serving Krishna and we see Krishna happy, we feel happy. That is the difference between the material pangs and the spiritual pangs. Okay, continue part. So we're at material pangs in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
In the Bhakti, it's BS turn to read.
No, you can finish this paragraph.
In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it says that although one who has a sincere desire to render loving service to the Supreme Lord is situated in the conditioned state of material existence, he is to be considered liberated. Similarly, we shall find the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter that anyone who's engaged in that way is a liberated person.
Nice.
Now the first
we can go to Nanika. Nanika, would you like to read the next paragraph? Now the first verse.
Now this first verse has specific significance. The words idam jnanam, this knowledge, refer to pure devotional service. It consists of 9 different activities: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshiping, praying, obeying, maintaining friendship, and surrendering everything. By the practice of these 9 elements of devotional service, one is elevated to spiritual consciousness.
Okay, let's stop here. Everybody close your books. Now, Srila Prabhupada has given us 9 activities of doing devotional service. So, can we all get the 9 activities? Let's start with you and we'll go in around. Everybody has to say one activity. Worshipping. Serving. Hearing. Praying.
Worship, praying, the same.
Chanting.
Serving?
Serving done.
Offering ourselves to Krishna.
Offering ourselves to Krishna.
Yeah.
Maintaining friendship.
Maintaining.
Hey!
Okay, yes.
It took mine. Maintaining friendship and chanting.
And chanting. Okay.
Surrendering everything.
So these are 9 processes of devotional service. This was actually given by Prahlad Maharaj. So if you look at the 9th canto, 5-year-old Prahlad Maharaj, he was actually explaining this to his friends at school.
Oh, there's one more. Surrendering everything.
Surrendering him. So, did you have something?
Yeah. What's the difference between serving versus worship?
Serving versus worshipping. Good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Serving is when you serve someone.
Prasadam.
Like
Yeah,
giving
cooking prasadam and serving
like,
and all
like
stuff.
Worshiping is
And cleaning the floors of temple and all these are service.
They're synonyms.
It's a service, right?
No,
Worship is-
serving, trying to make
Also service or
worshiping
is it specific to
Yeah, worshiping
they're
is like
synonyms.
praying to them, right? But then serving is like actually doing something.
doing something. Yeah.
Action.
Physical.
So worship is like you're worshipping. You know, like on the deity with aarti,
Like,
right? Aarti ceremony is worshipping. And serving would be, all right, I'm dressing you.
In a way though, by doing aarti, isn't that also serving?
It's very close. You're very right.
It's more quoted.
Yeah,
Quoted
it's more
service.
specific.
It's kind of different with them, right?
So
It's more specific.
it's more like
more
devotional
direct.
quoted service. Yeah. Service can be anything, right? Anybody can do service to anybody. But worship is specific to God. To the deity or to the devotee. No,
I'm
it
just
cannot,
telling you, like, I don't
it cannot be always specific to God.
For what page?
It's not worship.
Yeah, 3
Like
seconds.
something in devotion.
exactly.
In devotion is worship.
Wow.
That's it.
Nice. Very nice question.
I got like
Okay, so these were the 9 processes. Okay, so let's continue. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us 9 processes. Mataji, you want to continue? Or Priyanka, you want to continue from there?
Yes.
When one's heart.
no, that's by the practice. By the practice of the 9.
When one's heart.
Thus cleared of material contamination, one can understand the signs of Krishna. Simply to understand that a living entity is not material is not sufficient. That may be the beginning of spiritual realization, but one should recognize the difference between activities of the body and the spiritual activities of one who understands that he is not the body. In the 7th chapter, we have already discussed the opulent potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his different energies, the inferior and superior natures, and all this material manifestation. Now in chapter 9, the glories of the Lord will be
Delineate.
delineated.
Nice. Vishal, would you like to read the next paragraph?
The Sanskrit word Anash Sudhyay in this verse is also very significant. Generally, the commentators, even if they are highly scholarly, they are all envious of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the most erudite scholars write on Bhagavad Gita very inaccurately. Because they are envious of Krishna, their commentaries are useless. The commentaries are given by devotees of the Lord or bona fide.
What does that mean? What do you think that means?
Yeah.
So, again, the commentary is given by the devotees of the Lord. Who are the devotees of the Lord? Give me an example of a devotee of the Lord.
Us.
Okay, yeah, we are devotees. Any other example? Like Krishna's, Srila Prabhupada, Prahlad. So, Radharani, yeah. So the commentary is given by such devotees of the Lord is bona fide. The real deal. Why is it the real deal? Why do you think it's a real deal?
Because it's true.
Okay, but why do you think it's true? We just read
For a friend.
about the pangs. Because they have no material pangs.
Oh yeah, because
Right?
they understand what it's like to truly be in that
I
world.
have a different reason.
Yeah.
It's because the devotees know who Krishna is and what he does. So it's bona fide, like it's actual, like it's not fake. Like we know it's real.
And they're not envious. They have no material pangs.
Yeah.
They want to really actually explain all of us about Krishna. The difference is somebody might know Krishna, but they might be envious. What do you think an envious person would do?
He would say that like he's so much more better. Krishna, like envious means like jealousy. Yeah, jealousy. So he would say something like that. Krishna is not a real. He's like he would say like bad stuff. He would make like himself statements.
I hear you praying, Krishna, pray me.
Pray me.
He probably Krishna was
Like he would write untrue statements about
So now the question is, why are we all here?
So we're here because when we were in Goloka, when we had like everything we wanted something more. We wanted life without Krishna. We wanted
Yes.
jealous.
Envious.
Yeah, we're envious.
Right?
So then he wanted the best for us.
Yes.
So he made an entire new world for us. And he set us down and then.
And on. That was awesome. That was good. That was really good. Yes. Exactly. Right? This is the point. So now Srila Prabhupada is now explaining how an envious person, how an envious person can actually come out. And that is done by this confidential knowledge.
No one can explain Bhagavad Gita or give perfect knowledge of Krishna if he is envious. No one who criticizes the character of Krishna without knowing him is a human. So such commentaries should be very carefully avoided. For one who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pure and transcendental personality, these chapters will be very beneficial.
So in the end, Srila Prabhupada is actually highlighting the point that it is very important to hear from a bona fide person. That's the reason why if you look at Bhagavad Gita, it says Bhagavad Gita as it is. There is no dilution in what Krishna had actually told Arjuna on the battlefield. The same message we are actually reading today. Right? So that is the important point. We don't want to hear from non-bona fide devotees or non-bona fide people because then there is some enviousness in our heart. We want to hear what was Krishna's message to Arjuna.
How did this was not written in English, so and none of the other Bhagavad Gita at the time were as it is. So how did Prabhupada know what did Krishna say? What he actually said.
So that again you have an answer? Yeah.
So we have recently and those. And so apparently when Prabhupada was dreaming and stuff, Krishna would sometimes appear into his dreams and give him messages or something.
So the main thing is we want to hear in the disciplic succession. Right? Like today, whatever we are discussing, we have heard it either from three places: Guru, Sadhu, or Shastra. Whatever we are speaking should be by these three. Guru, because my Guru is coming in the disciplic succession of Srila Prabhupada all the way to Krishna. We have a disciplic succession. Guru. Sadhu. Who is a sadhu? A sadhu is the person who knows the most confidential knowledge. And Shastra, because Shastra is always coming from Krishna. So when you hear from any of these three, Guru, Sadhu or Shastra, that means it is bona fide. So that is important. Yes, Pranav, you had a
Wait,
comment.
did Srila Prabhupada, did Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati teach Gita to Srila Prabhupada? Is that why?
Yes, exactly. And what Srila Prabhupada explained was each one of us needs to also become a guru. That doesn't mean that you have to become saffron and sannyas. No. When you go and explain this to somebody, like if somebody asks you, like, "Oh Pranav, why are you vegetarian?" You can actually explain why are you vegetarian. Now, when you explain that using your shastra, which you have read, you also become a guru. You understand? You become. That's important. So we have to also hear from bona fide devotees and then share that knowledge with everyone. That's the point.
You have to become a postman. Right?
Yes. Explain, Mataji, a little bit about the postman.
Postman analogy is postman. If you give $100 to a postman, he'll just hand out the $100 to the receiver. He will not add $1 or he will not take $50 out of it.
Like the
he will not alter the $100.
Like if there is $100 in an envelope and the postman has to deliver that, will he deliver that?
Yeah.
He will, right?
He won't take
He will not add, he will not subtract.
Yeah.
He have to become. He should know.
A good postman, an ethical postman, bona fide postman.
So that is the bona fide postman means. Just like that, we have to. No, we should not change the message. Whatever is there as it is, simply by reading is going to be enough also.
Yes.
Without modifying anything.
Thanks. Okay, we can stop here. Does anybody have any other comment or realization they'd like to share? What's the food? Yeah, we're that's the next thing. Okay, so we'll do Narshinga Aarti. Nenika, would you like to lead Narshinga Aarti?
I don't have one, dude.
You can. Okay. All right. Does everybody have the lyrics, the words for Narshinga Aarti? Vishal, do you know the words? Namaste Narsinghaya. You know that one? Okay, can you pull it up, please? Can you pull it up so we can all sing together? Can somebody post in the group so then everybody has it?
I can post it.
You're on. Yeah. Okay, everybody got it? Mataji got it? You got it, Mataji? Okay, everybody. Okay, ready? Okay, part. Do you want the words?
No, me.
Okay, no problem. I'll somebody else. Nobody else. We're all singing, right? Together. भगवान की, सुलाद महाराज की, टैगोर प्रेमानंदे. So everybody knows the prasadam prayers.
Yes.
Mahaprasade
We have some tears, right? So whenever you feel, so pray this mantra.
Yes.
Narasimha mantra.
Yes.
Gives you